So you got your project created and you have your extension downloaded. Now you'll have to launch a new tour from the dashboard. The first option you have is the splash screen, which is a classic way to display an image or a video on top of your page. You have an option to customize the title, the message, buttons, images and videos. Now, it wouldn't really be a product tour if you left it at that, so let's add more steps. Clicking on the plus button will show you all the options available, and we're gonna look at tooltips and hints to begin with. Now, I am bundling them together because they are very similar, the main difference being the default parameters they come with. The main benefit of using a tooltip or a hint over a splash screen is the fact that you can attach it to a specific target element in your DOM. Now, to do it, you just select the hint and then highlight the element you want to use. Now, don't worry if you didn't get it right the first time, because you can always go back to the position tab and select another element. Just like with a splash screen, you can go ahead and edit the content, add images, GIFs, videos, so on and so forth. But the really cool thing about these elements are the visual customizations. These options allow you to highlight the target, you can scroll to the element, you can enable or disable target shading, among many other options. Next up, you want to go to the navigation tab, and this is where you control how the sequence will react when you interact with it. You can set the navigation of this step to be with a click of the button or with a button within the tooltip. You can enable skip tour or just skip this particular step. The last thing I want to mention is the start tour option, which will give you a choice on how the tour will start. You can have it start automatically after the user lands on the page on a timer, meaning that it's going to start after a particular amount of time. You can also launch the product tour via code, which might be what you're looking for if you want a more granular control over what the user sees. The other option would be to launch it from our checklist. Now, I will cover checklists in the next video, so make sure you check that one out to learn how to simplify complex onboarding processes. The last option is to map the tour to a specific element on your page, which will act as a trigger. The last elements I wanted to show you are the two attention grabbers, which are basically just pointers that show the user where he needs to focus on next. Last but not least are the bots. Now, as you might already know, the bots are a very powerful tool in Eyelet. They allow you to create a lot of amazing things, including segmenting audiences, creating NPS surveys, and collecting feedback from your users. I'll cover them in depth in a separate video, but once you've created one, you want to add it to your application via the product tours. You simply click on the bot icon, select your already created bot, and customize the placement. Now, I know this was a longer video than you might have anticipated, but I really wanted to cover everything you might need to know. If you do have any questions, make sure to drop us a line at hello@eyelet.io. And you're done. Now let's jump straight in and turn all your users into power users with Eyelet.